Alright, so this is going to be a quick tutorial for the gradebook. Once you've logged in, you're going to have a couple of things. You'll have on the top home, attendance, grades, reports, and settings. On home, you can see any kind of announcements that the counselor has left for you. You can see that the high school has posted that grade posting has to be done by Monday, April 18th, because it's the end of the 6 weeks. Towards the end of the video, I'll show you how to mark your grades ready to post. But let's look at attendance first. So if I hover over the attendance tab, it's going to show me the two attendance options that I have. But I'm going to go ahead and click on attendance, and it shows me my only class, 5th period. So it has all of my students here, and by default they're present. Okay, so the pin number that you have, if everybody in your class is present, you can go ahead and enter that pin, and then hit post. Okay, this is kind of a two-factor authentication to where if somebody by chance gets your password, they're not going to be able to get your PIN, or we would hope not, and they won't be able to post grades or post attendance. So you have to have that PIN to make any changes to anything. The password gets you in, and the PIN is what makes the actual changes. So if you want to mark a student absent, you see that it changes that row to red, and then tardy, it would change the row to a light yellow. So they do pay attention to the tardies. So if you have a student come in late, you can mark them tardy, and then the people in the office will be able to keep track of that. So attendance, you can look at all your different periods here. I only have just the one, but it will show every class that you have to take attendance for, and then you can change the date. So if you for chance forgot to do attendance, you can actually go in and take attendance for the day before. You can change semesters. Of course, you would need to do that. Attendance rosters. This is where if you have a sub and you want to print out a one-day roster for the sub, and they can actually go and just check if the student was absent, tardy, or present, and then they can send that to the office. So that's handy if you want to give that to a sub. And then, okay, so that's attendance. On the grades tab, I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You have 4 options. You have assignment grades, cycle and semester grades, IPR comments, and then print IPR. Got a little soundtrack going. So under assignment grades, okay, this is where I would put any grades for assignments. In a second, I'll show you how to actually add an assignment, but you can see all of my students and the 4 assignments that I've put under for those students, and then all of their grades. So I can change classes right here. I can just go in and put it down at the bottom. If you want to give a default grade and then actually go and change individual students, you can do that. So if I wanted to fill and give everybody a 90 or an 80, and then say, well, this student actually got a 90, that makes it a little easier if you need to do that. As you enter grades and hit enter, it'll actually go to the next line. So I'm going to enter 95 here and then hit enter. So you see, as I hit enter, it went to the next line on that student. So you can quickly enter grades if you have an alphabetical order. Alright, so I'm going to go back to grades and leave this page. And remember, when you're entering assignment grades, I'm going to show you that one more time. You're going to want to enter that PIN to save it, because if you don't save it, you're going to have to redo all of what you just did. So make sure and enter the PIN every page you want to save. We'll go back to grades here. Cycle and semester grades. This is where you can look at every 6 weeks, and it'll show you their grade for that 6 weeks. So you can see all of the students, what grades they got on the cycle 1. Cycle 2, this is what we're currently in. I can actually go and override their semester grade. So if a student has like an 89, I want to bump them up to a 90. This is where I can go ahead and hit an override without having to go change anything on the actual grade report. Comments, you can see the comment legend right here. I can actually enter those comments to where if Matt Brown is an excellent student and he has shown improvement, I just hit A space C, and it'll put those 2 comments on his report card. And then don't forget to save at the end. Now right here where it says mark grades as ready to post, this is at the end of the 6 weeks. If you want to go and mark ready, this tells the office that you're not making any more changes. So after you're done making any changes, you would click mark grades as ready to post. It's going to ask you for your PIN again right here underneath where you click mark grades as ready to post. Once you enter the PIN and hit continue, you can't make any more changes for that 6 weeks. So around toward the end of the 6 weeks, the counselor's office will tell you that's what you need to do. IPR comments, this is where if you want to do this is called interim progress report. If you want to enter comments for a progress report, you can do that. It's the same comment legend. You can use those same codes. And then the last one, print IPR by average. See, this is the interim progress report. Select students from all classes with an average in any class below, and I'm going to do 100 just to show you what it looks like. Once you hit select, here's all of the students that have an average below 100, and I can actually go and individually check. I don't really want to see Uriel's grades, and I don't want to see Zach Stansel's grades. But the rest of them, go ahead and print me individual progress reports for those students. So if you hit print, it would do it a page for page, and then you can select it. Well, if you want them back, you can print the parent's signature line or not. Let's go to reports for a second. This is actually, there's some pretty useful reports. Assignment grades, pretty much what is self-explanatory. Attendance verification. Generate a report showing student attendance within the class range. So if you want to look and see how many days a student has missed. Blank missing grades. So if you have a lot of grades entered and you want to see, show me all the students that have 4 missing assignments or 4 blank assignments that you haven't put in a grade. Cycle grade range. Show me a range of students between this low number and this high number, and give me all of their their report. Class roster. This is just another way to be able to, if you have a sub, maybe you're going to be gone for a week or 3 days, you can actually leave a gridded view of that class for the sub, so they can mark every day who is absent, or if you want to leave, or they can even mark notes for those students. Just a handy way to print that out. Go back to reports here. Missing exam grades, self-explanatory. Percent failing, it'll actually tell you what percentage of your students have failed a certain assignment or failing your class. Seating charts. If you use seating charts in your class, you can actually generate a seating chart, or generate a seating chart, and this will print out the seating chart view. So if you want to have a seating chart on your desk and you just to easily check roll, and you use seating charts, then you can do that. And I'll show you in a second how to actually set up the seating chart. Special programs. If you do this, this will show you any student that is coded as 504, special education, dyslexia, that kind of thing, and show you all of their, what they actually are. Okay, and the last one, we're going to look at settings. Under settings, you have update profile, and this is where if you wanted to change your password, change your PIN, and periodically you might want to do that. If you want to update your phone number, any notes about your classes, you can do that. So that's under update profile. Administer categories. Now, depending on which campus you're on, some campuses use the standard categories across the board, and some don't. You can actually go and customize your categories. So, for example, quizzes. I've got quizzes in there, and its current weight is 30%. So I want to choose a color for quizzes. I'm going to make that blue. My daily work, I'm going to make green, and then tests, I'm going to make red. So now over in the assignment view, any one of those, if I had a test, it would show that column as a red column because it's a test. So I can easily kind of pinpoint what those things are. I'm not currently dropping any grades, but if you do like a math class and you have lots of assignments, you say I want to go ahead and drop the lowest homework assignment, kind of help them out. You can actually have that automatically calculated to where you don't have to go and take it out. It'll automatically, for each student, drop the lowest homework assignment. So that's where you would change that number here. Once you have your categories set up, or the way you want them, then you can copy those categories to other sections of the same course. So say, for example, you teach 4 sections of one class, an English class, and you don't have to go into each class and create those categories. You can actually click copy these categories to the other sections, and it'll let on the next page, it'll let you choose which classes you want to copy them to. And I only have the one class, but it would show, period 1, copy these categories to that. Again, you have to enter your PIN when you're done. So that's the categories. You have to have categories before you can have assignments. Once you have your categories set up, you can go ahead and administer your assignments. You can see I've got the 4 assignments, and it says here what category they are, and it's only under daily work. You can optionally you can assign a date that you assigned it and then a due date. and that way it'll show up on the the calendar, and that's the way it'll order in your gradebook. Or you can just leave those blank. If you want to say this is extra credit, by default they're all 100 points, or you can say, well, this is actually 5 points extra credit. You can change this to a 5 and then click extra credit, and then it would be on top of whatever their grade average was. Notes, if you click notes, let me delete this here. You can actually put a note for this assignment. So you could put for this, parents and students will be able to see this on the Texas Connect side. Page 111 is optional assignment, and then the parents and the students will be able to see that note that you put on there. So let's go back to settings here. So under administrative assignments, you can kind of see that I've got the 4. You can change what category it is under. So if you create it and then later you say, well, that's really a test, I forgot to change it, you can come back and make that change. Down here at the bottom, just like categories, you can copy these assignments to another course or section. So right now I'm in the 5th period audio video class, but if I had another class, I could say I want to copy all of these assignments that I just created for the 6 weeks or for the first couple of weeks. I want to copy those to the other classes that I teach, so I don't have to recreate them for every single class. So you just click that, and then it'll allow you to select the assignments and the classes you want to copy them to. Also under settings, you have arrange student order. To where if you want to have a custom order, say you take in your assignments by row and you have an assigned seating, and you want to enter those grades as you go, you don't have to do it by the alphabetical. You could actually order them based on whatever data you want to put in. It says for custom student data to be utilized, you must update the student order setting, and then you would update that on the profile page. So that's really just handy if you want to have like a custom order instead of alphabetical in your assignment page. Course note. This is where you could maybe put syllabus information. Say you're teaching, like I'm teaching the audio video class. I could put this 6 weeks, we're going to be talking about how to edit video, how to edit audio, and we're making 3 episodes of whatever. That way the parents, if they want to get more information about that class, they can click the course note and be able to see that. You could also put, feel free to contact me at my email address, or call me between these hours on my cell phone number or whatever. You can put that in the course note. Make sure and save with your pen. Last thing we're going to talk about is the seating chart. When you click seating chart setup, and I'll show you what it looks like here. I'm going to do just 4 rows and 5 columns. When I click on that, you'll have 4 rows and 5 columns, and you can see all of my students. It's got them automatically categorized here. So I can say, well, I want to do numerical by row, and then it does it by their student ID. Or I can just individually click and drag these students around, so it automatically replaces them. So if you want to make a custom seating chart, so you can see the girls are the pink, the boys are the blue, I could actually drag out where I wanted these students, and then I can print that out for subs. I can print it out, have it on my desk to easily take roll. It's got back of classroom and front of classroom, and then if we had the pictures in there, you can actually see the pictures of those students and be able to drag their faces around. So that's kind of a general overall overview of Gradebook. If you have any questions, feel free to contact one of us. We'd be glad to help you, and I hope you've learned a lot from this video.